Well then, Your Majesty, have you made your decision? All of Euchris awaits your word, for your actions this day could herald a bright new era for our kingdom. In fact, I understand that Duke Aldrich's research into new uses for rune lenses is making great strides.
I'm endlessly impressed at your ability to vomit out nonsense you don't believe in. Oh, you're a politician born and bred. Or perhaps merely a swindler.
How many times must I remind you that you are here as an observer, Countess? Your Majesty, in light of the Countess's continuous interruptions, I suggest you have her removed. Your father would not have tolerated such impudence from a guest. Of that, I am certain.
But...
If anyone is removed here, it will be you, Lord Harlan.
What? How dare you?
You're up, Noah. Go get him.
Lord Harlan is a traitor who has conspired to sell out Euchris to Duke Aldrich for his own personal gain.
Traitor? Personal gain?
What? Who do you think you are? The fact you cobbled together some pathetic army out of defeated troops gives you no right to speak to me so. Unless you come bearing proof of this outrageous claim, I suggest you take your seat!
My proof is this contract sent by Duke Aldrich to Lord Harlan. It says, and I quote, "Should Lord Harlan secure Euchris' surrender, he shall retain his wealth and status, and be given high standing after the dissolution of the Sheerith dynasty." It's all right here on the page.
This, well, the handwriting does seem to match the letter I received from the Dukes.
You damnable varlet! Where did you get that? Oh! No, you see...
It seems you are familiar with this document, Lord Harlan.
No, of course not.
You betrayed me, Lord Harlan. Betrayed your king and your kingdom.
Everything I have done was for the benefit of Euchris. You must believe me. I...
Cassius!
Guards! Prepare the special chamber for Lord Harlan. I have a great many questions to ask him.
You have it all wrong. I am no traitor. In fact, had your father still reigned, this need never have happened. But instead, we have you, Yuma. You! And Euchris cannot persevere with an heir so foolish and feckless. You are driving our kingdom to ruin. What choice did I have but to ally with the Empire?
Get him out of here! Now!
Do you understand now, Yuma? I mean, Your Majesty. Now that you've seen the contract, are Duke's Aldrich's motives not exceedingly clear? The man has no intention of allowing the Sheerith dynasty to continue.
Such treachery.
If the Dukes was willing to do away with the royal family, what would he have done to us?
I choose to do all in my power to help Commander Noah of the Alliance. He's a man I can count on. And I will fight at his side.
Apologies, Periel. Apologies, Lord Counselors. I need a little more time. There might yet be truth to what Harlan said.
Oof. Well, so much for that.
I knew Yuma struggled with decisions, but I had no idea he was this bad. Still, we've done all we can for now. Lord Harlan is in custody, so I will spend the night here. The rest of you may make yourselves comfortable. Just stay out of the back chamber.
Oh, come on. I bet there's rows of beds in there. You can spare one.
Fine, but just the one.
Noah.
Are you all by yourself?
I am. They changed the guards around this time, which gives me an opportunity to slip away. It's been my chance to go on little adventures ever since I was a child. Not that I've ever left the palace grounds or anything. That would be much too scary. In fact, this right here is about the extent of my adventuring zeal. I spoke to Melrich and learned of how you and Periel snuck into Harlan's manor to secure the contract. Periel really trusts you, doesn't she? No, more than that. She relies on you. How I envy that.
Doesn't she rely on you too? I mean, you're the first person she turned to when Galdea attacked, and she's still appealing to you now. She must really trust you.
I would be delighted if that were the case. But is it really me she was counting on? Or did she merely turn to me because I happen to be the person on the throne? I adore Periel. The way she's always spoken her mind, even when we were children. Despite growing up in circumstances not unlike mine, she's never afraid to be herself and do what she wants. She's ever pushing forward.
Well, I'm from a small village, so I can't imagine what you've been through, but you look like a fighter to me. Is that not the case?
Oh, heavens no. I'm worthless. Everyone thinks so, and they're quite right. Oh, I made a few clumsy attempts when I first inherited the throne, but I was never able to rule skillfully as my father did. And now, at the time of my country's greatest crisis, I still can't make up my mind. Instead of deciding, I fixate on all the tragedy my decisions might cause and simply freeze. Harlan had the right of it. I'm a feckless fool of a king. Who would ever follow a ruler like me?
That isn't true. That just isn't true. You aren't a bad king at all, Your Majesty.
What?
You are absolutely and completely wrong about yourself, and you mistake your kindness for weakness. I know how hard you work at being king. I know better than anyone, so please don't speak ill of yourself. It's everyone else's loss if they don't understand what a wonderful ruler you are.
Thank you, Eiyuden. But I will never live up to my father.
There's wisdom in her words, Your Majesty. People have you wrong. Indeed, you have yourself wrong. Now, I grant you may not currently be ruling with the skill and finesse of your father. But you're holding yourself up to a monarch with years of experience already behind him. Surely you can see how superficial it is to compare that man to a king who has taken but the first steps of his reign. A fledgling knight is no match for a hardened veteran. And yet, the youngster possesses something the veteran does not. A future. And I would not have you discard yours so lightly, my king.
Oh, Melridge. Eiyuden?
Oh, forgive me, Your Majesty. I was dreadfully out of line to speak to you like that. I will accept any punishment you see fit.
Then your punishment is to tell me the truth. Do you really believe I can become a good king?
Of course I do. You will be a kind king, and a great one. I'm sure of it.
Thank you. I will. Or at least I shall try to.
I cannot express what an honor it is to fight alongside a man of your esteem, General Goldwyn. If I may, General, I hear we'll be entering Eucharist territory soon. When do you anticipate being able to report our victory to Dukes Aldrich? I must contemplate how best to compose the message.
It is folly to contrive victories from unfought battles. A warrior must approach every enemy with equal sincerity.
But who could Eucharist field who has any hope of victory against you?
General Cassius is a steady hand who commands the love of his men, and I hear the kingdom is home to another formidable mind as well. And also... Yes? I take to the battlefield for our Emperor. Despite the great pains Aldrich went through to convince His Excellency of this campaign's merit, I do not fight for the Dukes.
Oh, good morning, all. I take it you spent the night here?
Guys, you are not gonna believe this! Periel? How?
Loose lips, darling. Come, Noah. We're leaving.
Announcing His Majesty, King Yuma.
Have you reached a decision, sire?
If you require a messenger to go to Dukes Aldrich, I am yours to command.
This is it. What's it going to be?
I come bearing urgent news.
Your Majesty, it seems an Imperial Expeditionary Force has been sighted. It is under the command of General Goldwyn, and outnumbers our army 2 to 1.
Double our numbers, and General Goldwyn.
The man is said to be invincible.
Your Majesty!
I've always been a worthless man, Periel. I am incapable of making decisions and paralyzed with fear of how others might view me. I have ever been a coward. I acknowledge this. General Cassius?
Yes, my king.
Melrich?
Your Majesty.
For a period of 2 weeks, beginning now, I entrust to the 2 of you the entirety of my royal authority. You are to make every decision, for I have no doubt you are more capable of selecting the right choices than I. Call it a coward's conviction if it please you. Regardless, it is the best decision I can muster.
What folly is this? Has His Majesty taken leave of his senses?
Royal authority to a mere general and a lecturer at the studium? Say the word, Your Majesty, and we lords are ready to lead in your stead.
The both of you must refuse this. It will plunge the kingdom into chaos.
Folly from your fool of a king. Yet all the more reason to do it. Pitiful I may be, but I beg of you to save our kingdom.
But...
Are you quite certain After all, what's to stop the General and myself from eliminating you should we come to enjoy this little taste of power?
If that is your choice, then so be it. Were you to do such a thing, I believe it would be for the sake of the kingdom.
Your Majesty.
Long have I sworn my service and loyalty to House Sheerith, Your Majesty. But now, I pledge it anew to you, Yuma Sheerith, the man before whom I now take the knee. I shall answer the trust you have placed in me, with all of my heart and ability.
I do not know if my talents are worthy of the faith you place in them, Your Majesty. In fact, it speaks to their inadequacy that I have so clearly misjudged you. And for that, I must atone. Whatever shreds of wit and talent I still possess, I swear to you.
As if any of this gives us a chance against the Empire!
Your Majesty, it's not too late. We can still draft a letter of intent to Dukes Aldrich and...
General Cassius.
Any hope of successfully defending this kingdom will require the full efforts of her people and the full unity of her spirit. The army will be mustered, and the realm's efforts devoted entirely to its defense. Any who choose to publicly object to His Majesty's wishes will be executed on the spot.
We did it! Now we can finally fight back!
I'm not certain such jubilant optimism is appropriate. As General Cassius noted, it will require all the strength you, Chris, can muster to have even a chance of victory.
And we'll be right beside you.
Agreed. This is everything we've been striving for.
Then allow me to formally request the support of the Alliance.
You shall have it and more. We'll return to the inn and have Janequist beat the muster drums.